let's find out if we got anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Greg, I got a lot here, so I'm just going to get right to it.
Please do.
Pacquiao banned from the Grove. Before we get started, I want to say, Greg, it was nice to hear you pronounce Pacquiao's name pretty much correctly. I think I remember a time when that wasn't so much the case. Frankie, do we have that tape?
Politics.
And by the way, you're defending Floyd Mayweather, who, what did he say about Manny Pacquiao? What did he say?
Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao.
What did he say?
I tell you, I follow Project Runway.
Yeah.
What's your point?
I don't know.
So I evolved?
I don't know. You have evolved.
I've learned from my mistakes?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to point out, Greg, that Pacquiao said nothing about John Travolta, as you claimed.
I thought this was a whole thinly veiled reference to John Travolta.
Stop spreading your lies and everything else that you spread. Joe, you pointed out that Leviticus is the third book of the Bible. It's a little odd that Pac-Man is preaching the Bible, but hasn't gotten around to reading that yet. I'm assuming he's read the New Testament and is now just working his way back to the Old Testament, maybe?
Bad form. Come on.
Yeah.
You read it in Latin, don't you?
Yes, every morning.
But I agree with you, Joe. You should read it in chronological order. It's like you don't watch the end of a TV series and then go back and watch the beginning. It makes no sense.
Yeah, or at least read the 3 or 4 chapters before you start big, giant international controversies.
Yeah. Anthony, I love that you kept referring to the Second Amendment here. It shows where your head is at all times.
It really does. Yeah. It's firmly planted in my holster. Yes.
Back to you, Joe, for a sec. You said you think it's perfectly legal for the Grove to do this. I think it'd be interesting to see Pacquiao sue. I mean, could the Beverly Center turn around and say that we're not letting someone in because they're for gay marriage?
Not in Los Angeles, but maybe in one of these open carry states.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Open-minded.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I don't know. I don't know that they can just say we're not letting you in because of something
Of a belief.
you believe.
It would be an interesting. It would be an interesting lawsuit. Call me Pacquiao.
Exactly. And by the way,
you better mean that for Lloyd.
Joe, you brought up like the no shirt, no shoe sign. Shouldn't the Grove, if they're going to be consistent, shouldn't they put up a sign saying, if you oppose gay marriage, you are not allowed in here?
If you have an opinion that differs from Rick Caruso,
yeah,
you can't come in here ever. And he said he's not allowed in here ever again because it's a mall of tolerance, but not of forgiveness.
What if I put up a sign that says, if you won't gay marry me, you are not allowed in? Is that along the same lines? Because I'm thinking about making one of those bad ones.
You let people in without that promise all the time, Greg. Bill.
Either way, I've already assigned it to graphics.
Yeah. Oklahoma allows open carry. Anthony, you said you kind of like this, but that you like concealed carrying better, especially in a place like New York. See, I think the smart thing, even in Oklahoma, is you openly carry like a nice big gun, like a 45, and then you have like maybe a subcompact 40 concealed, like a Sig P224 concealed, because you don't want everyone to know, the extent of your firepower.
That is true, but let me tell you, Andy, I kind of like concealing my big gun.
Keisters it.
Yeah.
Talking about your rifle?
I don't follow.
I don't either.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I went out and I purchased a gun, and I actually carved a little part out of the middle of the gun and hid a book in it.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Anna, at the beginning of this topic, you said you've learned from your Facebook page not to talk about various subjects, one of which is guns. Fair enough. But later in the topic, you said carrying guns is a deterrent to bigger
Critics
crimes
say,
like campus
or supporters would say.
Wow. All right. We'll drop that back in this story.
Let's just talk about these guns instead, okay?
There you go.
What do? You do pull-ups?
Yeah, pull-ups, push-ups, curls.
Anything else?
Drones. Joe, you said you don't know anyone who would tolerate a drone staring in their window. I can assure you Greg would.
Okay, one.
If by drone you mean Barack Obama.
Oh.
Yes, I took it into politics.
Anna, you said if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. But isn't that how people live in a police state? That's not supposed to be the case. In America, government doesn't spy on you.
I was just playing the devil's advocate here.
Okay. All right.
People always say police state as if it's a bad thing.
You know who didn't say it as if it was a bad thing?
Who?
Yeah.
Sting?
Police State was a great Sylvester Stallone movie. Remember? They all lived there, all the cops. Got real fat for the role.
That was
acting.
That was Copville.
It was Police State.
It was Copville.
It was Police State.
Copland.
Coplandville.
It was Police State in France.
2.
Anthony, you said who cares? We've already got satellites, et cetera, that can spy on us. And Bill, you agreed it doesn't matter anymore. But here's the thing. What we're talking about here is the further militarization of police departments. And the fear is once they get these drones, they're going to do exactly what they did when they got paramilitary outfits like the SWAT and got armored vehicles. They tend to use them more and more and more, mainly for a lot of victimless crimes like, oh, I don't know, drug possession and stuff like that. And I don't think it's not an unreasonable fear that what they're going to do is they may start off using these things and it's not that big a deal, but they keep going further and further, so you got to have protections in place.
Andy, did you just watch the Terminator, the Skynet? Are you scared?
It's a little
become
Skynet-y.
aware.
It's a little Skynet-y.
It's become aware.
Absolutely.
I don't see. I honestly, it's what it is. If you're in your backyard sunning yourself and maybe taking some liberties, looking at the neighbor's window. I don't think there's going to be a problem. If you're growing pot in your yard or poppies and farming out some heroin, maybe then they'll catch you. But I know me, a little debauchery in the backyard ain't gonna hurt anybody.
You know what?
That's not true.
Andy,
I'm still limping.
Andy, here's the thing. There are two avenues to go, and I'm an opticist. Future bad is what you're talking about, which is the Terminator scenario. You will have these drones. They will turn on us and kill us, possibly rape us. The good future.
Exactly what I
the
said.
good future is everybody, because it's a free market. Everybody is going to have their own drone, their own adorable drone. It'll be like, you have an alarm system on your house, you have an alarm system in your car, you got a gun. Well, you could have your own drone. What do you use your own drone for? It follows your kids to school and back.
Yeah.
It's a drone that's at night sits over your house while you're on vacation. I'm telling you, that's where it's going. That's where it's going.
Greg, this is what you're missing here. As a libertarian, I'm for private ownership of drones.
Yes.
I don't think the government should be using them against the citizens.
No, I agree, but I will tell you this, that's where it's going. It's going to be privatization of drones. You're going to be able to buy your own drone. It's going to be about this big. You're going to name it. You could probably put some hair on it, a big fuzzy
Wait
drone.
a second. What are you saying? Are you saying that in the future it will be nothing?
Bill, I don't have that much time left, so we don't need your crap. I got to get to Virgin Atlantic to allow some cell phone calls on flights. Joe, you said you can already make calls with services like Tango and Fring, VoIP stuff. I believe that's actually frowned upon by the airlines.
I think I found that out, but I fly in a private jet, so it didn't matter.
Oh, wow.
That's my story. But you're right. I think I might have broke the law when I was just like, my wife was showing me the dog. Oh, look how Chewy, he's so cute.
Right.
And it was a waste of time, and the lady next to me had to hear it.
Yeah.
It happened yesterday.
And the plane crashed and everyone died.
Yeah, it was a fiery death, enjoyed by all.
I hope that doesn't happen while this show airs. Because then we'll feel really bad.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Greg, you said you're going to end up having to pay extra to be in a quiet section of the plane where calls aren't allowed. I'm going to go one better. They better have phone-free flights, because there's a good chance, and I'll put it somewhere around 80%, that I will straight up murder someone if I'm on a plane and they're talking on the phone. Yeah. And that's after taking the Xanax I have to take just to get on the plane. The Xanax ain't going to matter. Someone's on the phone next to me, I'm going to cut him.
Yeah, I know you, Andy. I know exactly where you're coming from.
It's always more menacing when you preface it with straight up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just there's a little emphasis of thug there.
Well, you know, gangsters, their main drug is Xanax.
Yeah. Or a Percocet, but you know what they call them? Perkies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lastly, Anthony, I think did you ask if it counts for the Mile High Club?
Yes, if you sext a picture of your private area at 35,000 feet.
Yeah, not if you sext it to me. What I'm trying to say here is stop sending me pictures of your penis.
You know what? I mixed the numbers up.
Just stop.
Andy Levy, and then it looks like Andrea something.
I'm done.
Very good. Coming up, what's Deborah messing up to? Funny you should ask. Nothing. But first, hey, it's former President James Buchanan. He was a lifelong bachelor. I think that's code for unburdened by marriage. He slept with lots of chicks. High five, bro Himes.